Court will come to order. It is Monday, January the 8th, 2024. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and the Kerr County Commissioners Court is now in session. If you would, please stand for the prayer and the pledge, which will be led by Commissioner Paces.
Please join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all the many blessings you have bestowed upon us and for the beauty of the hill country and our community. Shine your light of truth on all contentious issues so that we may all be united in our understanding and in our actions. And grant us your wisdom and guide us in our decisions on behalf of the people of Kerr County. Keep our first responders safe. Protect our children from all threats. And keep sending us your gift of gentle rain. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. As we start, I apologize for my hacking. I'll address that later, but anyway, I'm a little bit hoarse today. The first item on the agenda is public input. Before we do that, I will remind everybody to turn your phones off or to silence so they don't interrupt the proceedings. And public input is for something that needs to be brought to the attention of this court. That's why it's called input, not output. We don't have the opportunity to respond, but it's our opportunity to hear from the public items that they think should come to our attention. We ask that you limit your remarks to items that are not on the agenda. If there is an agenda item, we ask that you wait until that agenda item is called. But if it's not on the agenda, this would be the appropriate time to address the court. And we ask that you limit your remarks to 3 minutes. So with that, I do have one person who's asked to speak. Is it Batak? Bedek? You may approach the podium. Identify yourself by name and where you live.
Can you hear me?
Yes?
Okay. All right. I'm Susie Bedek. I have a residence at 775 Target Hill Road in East Kerr County. I have been working with the voter registration lists for Kerr County. And I've come across a few things that I believe the court needs to address. A couple of them are very important and need to be done quickly. I had called the elections office to see if there were campaign finance limits. They didn't know and referred me to the Secretary of State's office. This is a county election that I was calling about. So the Secretary of State has no jurisdiction over campaign finance limits. Your court does. But the staff didn't know. They're very nice, and I want to preface this right here, right now. This is not a complaint about the election staff whatsoever. They need training. I have called to ask if we can electronically file campaign finance reports for candidates. They don't know if we can do that. I will tell you that the legislature, the 88th legislature, passed a bill, House Bill 2626. Governor signed it in June of this year. All campaign finance reports must be online within 10 days of receipt. You must keep those campaign finance reports online for 5 years. But your staff doesn't know that. So it's a problem of training. I know that there's a transition, and I understand that, they're great about getting back to me. They're helpful as they can be or as they can be, but they're not up on what's going on. So I would suggest, number one, get some training. Number two, in working on these election lists, I have discovered that the March 2022 primary is listing people whose addresses are not Kerr County. I'm not saying it's nefarious because I kept digging to find out why this happened. These people moved after March of 2022. Somehow the database with the voter lists and the people who actually voted in March of 22 are interfaced, and you are changing the addresses on a historic record. those files for who voted in March of 2022, or any election, once that election is over, that should be a read-only file. You cannot alter it. And I'm finding that your election records have been altered. So that's something that the county needs to get on very quickly. I'm sure it's an IT issue, but that you should not be able to go back and change any data on a historic election that has already passed. The other problem I had, and I would like to refer the commissioners to look at the Comal County Elections website. It is fabulously up to date. All the links work, everything you want is there. You know, what I need to find, what I need for ID, where I go for, you know, to do a mail-in ballot. All of it's there, all of the dates are correct. Then take a look at Kerr County. The only thing that I saw in Kerr County for the upcoming election is that it's May the 5th. But early voting starts February 20th. It's not on your website. So I talked to the elections office about this, and again, they're very sweet. They told me that they're trying to get the password to update the website. They don't have the password. Why does no one in the county have the password? They can't update your website at all. And that is pretty unacceptable in this day and age, that you can't go and look and see the information you need. Furthermore, the telephone number that I was given on the website takes me to the county clerk, and I understand she is transitioning to that. I guess my time is up. She's transitioning to taking over the elections. But on the menu items for the phone, you can get your mental health records, your traffic violations, your arrest records. There is no option on your phone menu for elections. So I would appreciate if we would kind of look into this, because these are the things voters need.
Thank you. Any other public input? Well, with that, we'll do commissioners' comments, and today we'll start on the other end of the bench with precinct 4.
That'd be me. Went to the stock shows last week. I was there each day, and then went to the sale on Saturday. They kind of transitioned to a new form on the sale and what have you, and whatever it was, it worked. The kids are getting paid off for their hard work. Right now, the sales stands at a little over $1 million, right in the range of the sale from last year, but with 30 fewer lots. And so our kids are being rewarded. I will tell you this, if you miss the sale or anything, and you still want to help kiddos, you can. You can go online and do an add-on as little as $25 if you see fit for your neighbor kid or anybody else that you know. So that's all I got.
A couple of things. Mr. Pace mentioned we need light rain. In my mind, we need some heavy rain in addition to the light rain, because most of our creeks are still dry. We need some spring flow. And I'm sorry for everyone who has severe cedar fever, probably right next to me, because it is unbelievable here how bad pollen is. A couple of people I wanted to speak about briefly. One was Clyde Hollecamp. Clyde Hollecamp was recently recognized by the Farm Bureau as a Texas pioneer. Pretty big honor for Clyde. His family has been in the Comfort area for over 120 years on the same property. It used to be 5H Dairy. Morris was his father who started that. His sons stayed with it, and then Clyde's brother, Glenn Hollecamp, was a commissioner prior to me. So hats off to Clyde. He's still very involved with ag. And the next is we lost somebody in the eastern part of the county. He actually lives in Precinct 2. It's Ed Story. The Center Point area has probably changed more in the past since I've been a commissioner than any other part of the county. And it's due to two things, in my opinion. One is the sewer project. It enabled Center Point to make a lot of changes and some growth. And that's something that this court started over 15 years ago. And the other is Ed's story, who had a vision for that area and spent a great deal of time and effort. Large portion of the buildings in downtown Centerpoint have been renovated, and they're either owned by him or his family. He's an amazing guy. My wife, most of you know, was his executive assistant for over a quarter century. They were really almost part of our family and some of our closest friends. So our prayers are with the entire Story family, especially his wife Joey, on his passing unexpected. That's all I have.
Two.
I'll echo the loss of that story is huge, particularly to the Centerpoint community. Ed was a good personal friend. Well, I met Ed when I was working in India years and years ago, and he was on the board of directors for Cairn Energy, who I was working for. But, great man, and he's done so much for our community. And he served on our ESV number 3, so we'll be looking for a replacement for Ed. But, condolences to all the family. It's a huge loss. The burn ban remains lifted for Precinct 2, and we remain in drought stage 3. So I echo the comments of Commissioner Lett. So we need definitely a lot more water than we've got. I do want to comment a little bit about, the public, and I caution you that when you burn, it's one thing to burn brush, totally legal, and no problem in doing that when the burn ban is lifted. But we've had a couple incidents where people are burning things beyond brush. In particular, there was one incident that the Centerpoint Volunteer Fire Department responded to where an old building had been pushed over and a bunch of brush was piled up on top of the building. But when that building was burned, it put out a lot of hazardous fumes, and one of our firefighters has had to seek medical help because that is illegal. And there are a number of items that you can't burn, such as electrical insulation, treated lumber, plastics, construction materials, any kind of asphalt, old tires, rubber. I mean, just use some common sense. Burning is intended to allow you to remove the brush that's on your property, and that's fine. But we've had a couple of incidents here lately where we've had violations, and you will be fined for that. Okay, otherwise I'll give a quick update. Centerpoint Sewer Project, progress is being made. Only 7 connections remain. They all require grinder pumps, and we're down to only 11 septic tank demolitions that remain to be completed. And Dee Guerrero is planning to have all those connections completed this week. We'll see with the weather, I'm not sure. But they are, of course, way behind schedule on Phase 2 by 427 days, and Phase 3, 578 days. And that's actually significant liquidated damages. Anyway, we're all anxious for the final completion of that project, and it has made a difference, but boy, it's sure dragged on. And I also thoroughly enjoyed the stock show, so commendations to everyone involved in that, putting on a great show, and it was a lot of fun to announce the market meat goats this year, so that's all I've got.
One.
I'll be the last person to say that I had a great time at the stock show. I did lambs. Shelley, Jan, Becky, and AJ made it very easy for me to step in and announce that and watch those kids go across the showroom floor with their lambs. It was just precious. So kudos to them. Ran like clockwork, envelopes and bagging and everything. It was really nice. I got an inch at my house. I have a little kitchen garden. And let me tell you what, gardens are loving this little surface water. No, what do you call that? Not the surface water.
Sorry.
Just the condensation that's coming down. It's
Yeah.
not really collecting, but it is going crazy. But that's about it for using that.
And the only thing I would add is, I don't know if what I'm suffering from is cedar fever or arena dust. I announced the steers and heifers in the indoor arena, and I was fine. And by that evening, it was this, and I was congested. And
Blame it on the stock show.
well, it's a reminder that we have contaminated dirt in that arena, and if that problem has not gone away, and I'm merely reminding the public that it must be addressed at some point in time. So,
I need to add one more thing to that arena. The 15th of this month, a week from tomorrow, the AgMech show will be in that arena. And if you haven't seen it, you need to come out and see what these kids do. It's amazing what they're being able to build with the supervision of their advisors, parents, and different ones. And you can talk to them, and you might look at something and say, boy, that adults had to do that. Well, you start quizzing them on it, and they'll know why each nut and bolt is on that. And also we have, I help with it, it's a cutting torch contest, which is a competition type deal. And it's a fan favorite. People enjoy watching it. So a week from tomorrow, try to get out there to Kent. That's it.
Very good. Okay, with that, we'll move on to the consideration agenda. First item on the agenda is to consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve a resolution for Victims in Crime Act grant application for the grant cycle of October 24 to September 25. Ms. Peter.
Judge Kelly, Commissioners, I'm just asking that I've provided the resolution to Judge Kelly. I think perhaps you had copies, but it had an incorrect date on it, so Judge Kelly has the one with the correct signature date. These will be turned in most likely between January 15th, they've had a little bit of a delay, it was supposed to be today, and February 8th. And we'll just be, this is almost 20 years they've been doing this, so just asking that you approve so that I can apply.
I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution for Victims of Crime Act grant application.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the resolution as presented. Any discussion? Ms. Peter, how does this affect the budget?
This affects the budget in that for the majority of the salaries and our operating costs in the past, this grant has taken care of a good chunk of it. At one point, I think it took care of 100%. And getting this keeps money down for the taxpayers.
And this is a program that we have to do.
Statutorily, yes, sir. You have to have this program to serve crime victims. It's part of Chapter 56 of the Code of Criminal Procedure.
I think it's required for the 3 prosecutors' offices as well as the sheriff's office. Is that right?
That is correct.
So if we don't get it, we have to pay for it either way. Okay.
Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Moving on to 1.2, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding signage for the building located at 550 Earl Gary. Ms. Sanchez.
Good morning. So we just relocated our office there, walked around the whole building. We actually have nothing that states who's in that building. So we're hoping we can get some signage put up saying that what offices are located there. I did speak to the city of Kerrville. We have some options. Not sure where y'all want to go. We can put directional signage for the parking lot. We can do a monument sign, which depends on the size of the lot. If the lot's 50 feet or less, the sign would be a total of 32 square feet. If it's greater than 50 feet, the sign would be a total of 64 square feet. We can also put a wall sign. We can actually put one on each side of the building, but the sign cannot be more than 12% of the total square feet. If we do a sign, we would have to get a permit, but the city of Kerrville said that all the local sign companies can take care of all of that for us. Or we can do a banner sign, and they're exempt as long as they are attached to the building. So I'm just hoping we can get some signage put up so people know who's in that building.
I think that we definitely need it. I think one of the things that would make sense from my standpoint is to be put up on the side of that building on the brick, Kerr County Annex, so people know that it's Kerr County Annex. And then up on the front door, you can put in who's in their directory, or directory outside the front door. And there's a PDO meeting Friday. They may or may not be staying there. That'll be discussed, I think, at that meeting. Then I think the other thing we need to do is have a workshop in probably February. Makes sense. As long-term, what our plans are for occupancy of that building. But I agree, signage definitely needs to go in there on the outside of the building as to who's in there, and on the exterior that is Kerr County Annex.
only comment is that it's likely to change over time, you know, the occupancy, so whatever kind of sign we devise should be something that we can easily
Right.
modify.
Yeah, and I think that, yeah, that's why I say Kirk County Annex on the side, so
Yeah.
identify the whole building, and then up by the front door, something, you know, that you slide names in and out, something like that. But definitely. And, I think yet maybe it's Shane to give an estimate on what it would cost to put some kind of a lettering on the outside.
Sounds good.
And another issue I think we have with that building is the restricted access into the building itself.
Yes.
That was originally done because of the PDO, Public Defender's Office, who was concerned about the clientele that would be coming in and out of the building and wanted the ability to regulate ingress and egress. With them probably not being there at this point, what it looks like, we probably have to make the decision, do we go ahead and make it where the public can walk in without having to be buzzed in? Because at this point, you have to be buzzed into the building just to get in. We do have doors upstairs limiting access for those that need more security. But for the veteran services, which are on the ground floor, there's no reason to have any type of restricted access for them to be able to get into the department. So one of the things I would consider is, yes, I want to have the annex sign, whether we call it downtown annex or just Kirk County annex, because we do have a West Kirk County annex. But we put a general sign up, and then we have some sort of directory as to what's in the building, which can be changed as
Right.
needed. But I think we also ought to consider to take the restricted access
Off the downstairs.
off the downstairs entrance.
Judge, that's item 1.3. If you want to go ahead and call that, y'all can talk about those items together.
Okay? Let's call 1.3, consider, discuss, take appropriate action regarding public access to the building located at 550 Euro Garrett. So now we've got it all in the paper.
If we were going to take it away, we were going to ask if there was a way we could somehow wire it to buzz them in remotely from our office. Because the way it is right now, someone has to buzz in, either environmental health or Chase has to leave their office to walk in, hit the button so they can be in. However, for our purposes, if we're conducting interviews, we actually won't know if someone is there to let them in. I wouldn't even be able to hear it from my office. So if it does not become just where people can walk in, as an alternate, could we possibly do where we just can remotely buzz them in from our office?
And in my opinion on that, it's just one opinion. The courthouse annex is a public building, and the public ought to be able to have access to the building. If we have departments that need to have restricted access, then we should do that on a departmental basis. Just like with law enforcement. Law enforcement needs to have restricted access. And I understand the PDO's concern at the time, but without them really being the anchor tenant at this point, it seems like we would open that building up.
And I think we could also put signage right at the stairs going upstairs. Just say, no admittance, and some people may ignore it.
Chain or something.
And a chain there, put a little chain across there.
There's a door at the top.
Yeah. But you need to say that they could go to one side.
If you buzz somebody in, if it were wired that way, you wouldn't be able to see who it was though, right?
So,
From their office, no.
no.
Yeah, so you would just be buzzing anybody.
Correct, yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. And I kind of skipped.
Well-
Oh, go ahead.
Well, so right now, we usually let the individuals in. We have a doorbell that says E&D help, but a lot of times the public will use it even if they're there for PDO. And so my administrative assistant or my database clerk, one of them will usually get up and go assist the customer, just ask them, which department they're here to see. So that's how it's been for the past several months.
Ashley, because you've been there the longest, and I know your department probably opens the door more than anybody else. How many people a day are coming into that building?
It varies. I don't really know, but because sometimes I'm out in the field and people are coming in and stuff, but we do get a lot of foot traffic, and so does PDO. They were at the very beginning when we first moved in. I noticed it has slowed down some, and I understand that veteran services will be also getting a lot of foot traffic as well. So we can usually see people as they're coming in from the windows and know if it's like one of our professionals that we work with regularly, like, oh, let's go open the door for this individual. But a lot of times, it's just been them ringing the bell, or if we see them coming, we'll just automatically get up and go assist them.
Actually, if you had to guess, would you say half dozen a day, 10, 15?
20?
Just a guess. An average?
Yeah, about 10 to 15.
Okay,
That'd be my guess.
okay.
Okay, thank you.
And there are other ways that you can see who's at the door. There are offices here who use it to buzz. They can see who's ringing the bell and they can buzz people in. So there are ways to make that happen for them.
Well, that's something else I think we have Shane look at as far as.
And I think I changed it. Bruce is I see Bruce in the back.
Yeah.
They're the one that done the buzzer system over there and kind of figured out what was there originally. And, you know, we need to figure out a better way so that offices can see who's at the door. Or open the door, one or the other, I mean. Okay.
I think what I'm hearing is a consensus to approve some sort of signage and consensus to have more public access to the building itself.
And I did, I'm sorry I jumped in. I was also going to ask if we could, the way the parking is, there's one disabled parking spot. Could we put two, let's say, veteran parking towards the front of the building, if that's something else we could add?
Sure.
I have no problems with that, especially with veterans.
And did we want to get directional signage for the parking lot as well, or just for the wall, the building?
You put it on the building and then up by the door. I mean,
Yeah.
that way you can, if people, you know, veterans and everybody else know that that's the building they go to, then they go up to the door. I have a hard time envisioning how you put signage for, I guess you could put a sign somewhere, facing either the Jefferson or Earl Garrett.
The building will be fine.
Yeah, but I think on the building, get people identified. I mean, the number's there, it just doesn't say what it is, looks like it's kind of a.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm hearing is we need to get more input from maintenance and IT, get a little bit more information to get into the details before we make a motion in a second and approve something.
Right.
But it's all
It needs to be done.
something that needs to be done.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So at this point, we'll table those for more input from the departments. Next item is 1.4, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the Kirk County Incentive Program as part of the Texas Association of Counties Healthy County Rewards Program for 2024. Ms. Holden.
Good morning. Each year, for the past several years, I've come to you asking for you to approve a county-sponsored incentive for the Healthy County program that rewards employees for participation with a paid day off. TAC has changed the Healthy program provider from Sonic Boom to WebMD1 for this year, and they're changing the way they reward the employees. Our Healthy County Committee is comprised of Dawn Lance, Natalie Uribe, and myself. We discussed the changes that are happening in the Healthy County program for this year and decided to propose changes to our county-sponsored incentive in order to match the new program that TAC has changed to. WebMD1 uses a point system for challenges and completing online health-related assessments rather than credit for only completing challenges. According to TAC, under our current county-sponsored incentive from 2023, we only have 8 confirmed employees that will have earned PTO for this year. As you can see from the page I provided to you for November 2020, or for 2023 as of November down there at the bottom, only 15 employees completed 3 or 4 of the fitness contests. 139 employees had an annual physical. And since our current county-sponsored incentive requires both an annual physical and completion of 3 out of 4 challenges, most likely only 8 employees are actually going to earn the 8 hours of PTO. So with the proposed changes to our county-specific incentive that I have there for you highlighted in yellow, we're hoping to reward more employees for their efforts in staying healthy.
Question, Tracy?
Yes.
Does this have an impact on our insurance rates so that, does the county benefit by our employees completing these incentive activities?
In theory, ultimately it does, because if people are being healthy and being active, they're going to be healthier, and insurance should go down.
And definitely the employees are the winners when they do this.
Sure.
Yeah. So my proposal, instead of just 8 hours of paid time off for completing what we want them to complete, we would give 4 hours of PTO if they receive their annual physical exam, which would actually reward more employees. And then if they realize they're getting that, maybe they would also look at completing the Healthy County reward activities and be eligible to earn possibly 6 hours of additional PTO.
And the annual physical's paid for by our insurance, so I mean,
It is.
it's
It's a no-brainer.
a good thing, to me, that's a good thing to encourage, because you do catch health issues early on. So, and,
How are the challenges tracked? It's just,
Through a tracking device, if you have a watch or something like that, and then they have an app that it downloads to.
I mean, I think it's what we can do to encourage our employees to be active and be healthy. I think are good. So I'll make a motion to approve the proposed county-sponsored incentive plan for 2024 as presented.
I'll second that motion.
Have a motion and a second to approve the WebMD One County incentive program for county employees.
Final question here. Why 6 hours for the Healthy County reward activities instead of 4? I mean, in theory, then you're gonna have people getting 10 hours instead of 8 hours, making it more administratively difficult.
Just more incentives. And this is actually modeled after another county, what they're doing, so I just kind of took what they were doing that TAC provided to us.
Because you only have 15 employees do that portion.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with what Commissioner Pace said. I'm all for the incentive, in fact, but I don't like lowering the bar, and splitting it up. You are going to get more people getting things, but I would prefer to amend that motion of Commissioner Left to 4 hours on the Healthy County rewards activities.
Would be my preference as well.
That's fine. Amended.
Did you get a second?
Commissioner, it's up to you. Do you accept the amendment?
I guess. I'm all for more incentive.
Yeah. I will say that I don't know that it makes that much difference from an administrative standpoint,
If 15
because
people did it,
employees
it's not
take
admin.
2 hours off,
Yeah.
3 hours off, and it's tracked. It's going to be tracked the same either way, whether it's 4 hours or 6 hours or whatever. But it doesn't.
Well, a year from now, we might do it again and put it back in.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so we have a motion and a second as amended from 6 hours down to 4 hours incentive for employees for the Healthy County reward activities. Is there any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Next item is 1.5, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve a $50 donation from a citizen from the Sheriff's Equipment Fund, 772-370-530. Sheriff, please.
Judge, I believe in court, I believe there's an amendment to that. It's $500, and it's for the sheriff's office, not for an individual, but just looking for y'all's approval pending those.
From a citizen for the office,
Yes.
$500.
It's
Yes,
500.
exactly.
Even the amended agenda has 50.
Okay.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the $500 donation to the Sheriff's Equipment Fund as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.6, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the agreement by which Kerr County and its Sheriff's Office temporarily join the mutual aid agreement for cooperation of law enforcement efforts between the Sheriff's Office of various counties and authorize the county judge to sign the same. Sheriff Lee.
Yes. Judge, could you call 1.7? They're kind of go together. And with that, there's an amendment for that. There's a couple of dates typos that are wrong, but Jason just walked in with the correct ones. So,
Okay,
yeah.
let's call 1.7 also. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the mutual aid agreement for cooperation of law enforcement efforts between the Kerr County Sheriff's Office and the 32nd Judicial District Attorney's Office, the Clayburgh County's Specialized Crime and Narcotics Task Force, and the Carson County, Fayette County, and Guadalupe County Sheriff's Offices, the City of Wharton, and the City of Bernie Police Departments, to be in effect from what date to what date?
February 26, 24 to March 1st, 24.
Okay. And to authorize the county judge to sign same. Sheriff.
Yes. Okay, just so the public knows in the court, we ran one of these last year. These guys are interdictors throughout the state. They're all pretty good. We're wanting to do another one this year. We had several arrests. We took several $1 million worth of drugs off the interstate that time. This is just a group of guys like sheriff's office, police departments, as you see, they kind of join together, and we'll work a 1 week period, 24 hours a day. So it's that time of the year we want to do another one again, and just looking for y'all's approval.
I'm all in favor of this, Sheriff. Let's clean up the little typos. There's still, in a number of these agreements, reference to 2023 where it should be 2024. So, but I mean, in principle, I'm good with it. But I will ask, aren't we just telegraphing? You know, when we have such a narrow time frame.
You can look at it different ways, Commissioner Pace. I mean, but these people we're targeting, I mean, they're from all over the United States. You know what I mean? We're not targeting people in Kirk County. I mean, we're targeting people going from the West Coast to the East Coast. But, you know,
these days, the way information gets out and travels, I mean,
we can look.
I would have been happier to see a broader
time
date
frame.
range, and I'd be happy to see the agreements in place. It's just, I'm a little bit concerned that we might be chipping our cards too much, but maybe not.
I tell you what, in 2025, we'll change those dates. How about that? Yeah, I understand totally. You might be correct there. There's still going to be bad guys going down the interstate, whether we advertise or not, but I'll consider that.
A lot of them are pretty smart. That's my only concern. I'll go with whatever you want to do.
I'll change it next time. Yeah, anyway, looking for y'all's approval for pending those corrections, which Jason just brought in. Thank you.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the mutual aid agreement for cooperation on law enforcement efforts, subject to the date changes, with the corrections to reflect the date of 2024. And we need a separate motion for the other one?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's stop with this one. This is item 1.6.
Second.
So we've got a motion and a second to approve the mutual aid agreement as presented under 1.6. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. 1.7. This is a mutual aid agreement for the 32nd Judicial District Attorney's Office, Clayburgh County Specialized Crime and Narcotics Task Force, Carson County, Fayette County, Guadalupe County Sheriff's Office, the City of Wharton, City of Bernie Police Departments, as presented. Got a motion?
Second.
Again, it needs to be subject to changing the dates.
Subject to the correct dates.
Yeah, to the correct dates, 2024.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
It's question that the mix of counties seems really odd to me.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna ask.
Well, I'll give you an example like us. We participate, Livingston County does it, so it's kind of just I guess if you were in a proactive sheriff's office, not. You know what I mean? I mean, some counties don't care to participate in that. Medina County, which we work a lot, don't do it. So these are guys that do it and are very good at what they do.
I was looking at, Carson County,
Yeah, Carson County.
Fayette County, and Kerr County. And I'm
Fayette
like,
County's just on I-10.
yeah,
Yeah.
but pretty far removed over there
Yeah.
from Carson County.
20 miles.
Anyway, it's just, again, the sheriff department, I'm good with it.
I'll give you an example. The guy who hit the $7 million load last year, he was from Panhandle, from Amarillo area, went on a district attorney's office. So, crime's crime wherever it is, just, we catch the right vehicles. But I understand what you're saying. Some police departments not only don't get involved in this, but Bernie's asked to be a part of this time.
Okay. Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Moving on to 1.8, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to appoint Noel Putnam to the Emergency Services District Number 4 Board for a 2-year term. Commissioner Harris.
Yes, I had a gentleman that started out with ESD number 4, and he decided to get off of the board, and Noelle was available and went to a meeting and felt like she wanted to do it, so I moved for approval.
Second and third.
Got a motion and a second. And for those that don't know, she has extensive experience serving on the Hunt School Board, Independent School District Board.
Right.
So she knows the area well. We've got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Do we have a certificate or anything, or do a
Yes.
picture, or?
Do you want to swear her in? We've got the oath ready.
Okay.
You have it, okay. Step down. Okay. Just one right.
Well, on the next one,
Is it just because she's here today?
she's initial.
First time.
Yes.
Okay.
The others, like, I'm going to submit, we don't need to.
Let's get the technical one out of the way first. This one has to go. If you would, please raise your right hand. I state your name.
Noelle Putnam.
Repeat after me.
I, Noelle Putnam,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
I have not acted directly or indirectly,
I have not acted directly or indirectly,
paid,
paid,
offered,
offered,
promised to pay,
promised to pay,
contributed,
contributed,
or promised to contribute
or promised to contribute
any money or thing of value,
any money or thing of value,
or promised any public office or employment
or promised any public office or employment
for the giving of
For the
or withholding of
for the giving of or withholding of
a vote
a vote
at the election of which I was elected
at the election in which I was elected,
and you're appointed, or as a reward to secure appointments
or as a reward to secure appointments
or confirmation,
or confirmation,
whichever the case may be.
whichever the case may be.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Then need you to sign this. I didn't bring my pen down. Now that's the anti-corruption oath that the state requires. Now this is the oath of office.
Okay.
Okay, raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Noelle Putnam,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
I will faithfully execute
I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Board of Commissioners
of Board of Commissioners
of the Emergency Service District Number 4
of the Emergency Services Districts Number 4
of Kerr County
of Kerr County
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and the laws of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sign this one. Commissioner. I'll get the sign and give it to you.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Noelle.
And for those of you that don't know, she is our grant coordinator here at the county. Okay, the next item on the agenda is item 1.9. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to reappoint James Wood, Riley Rector, and Albert Martinez to Emergency Services District Number 1 board for an additional 2-year term. Commissioner Harris.
Yes, all three of these gentlemen are on ESD number 1. No telling how long James Woody's been on there, but a long time. And their term is up, and they've all agreed to fulfill another term, so I move for approval.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the reappointment of the Wood, Rector, and Martinez as presented. Any discussion?
Just one question. Don't you stagger your commissioners on this?
Yeah, we kind of got off some way or another, and yeah, just like Noelle's appointment would be kind of different, but these kind of came together all at once.
And I don't think we have any of them here today, do we?
No, not for the reappointments.
So we've got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Moving on to item 1.10 is an informational item regarding the letter received regarding Freedom's Path Kerrville 2 Limited Partnership Application for the 2024 Housing Tax Credit and Direct Loans Program with the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs for the Freedom Pass Kerrville 2 development proposed to be located at approximately 3602 Memorial Boulevard, Kerrville, Kerr County, Texas. Mr. Paces.
Yeah, I just wanted to make the public aware. In particular, I think this is a very good thing if it comes through. But we received a letter from ARX Advantage informing us that this was coming up. And this Freedom's Path Kerrville 2 will be a new construction development if it gets funding. It'll be an apartment community proposed to be comprised of about 58 units, of which 52 will have restricted rents. But even for some of our veterans who don't meet the lower income criteria, they'll still be able to rent one of these apartments and live in proximity to the Veterans Hospital. And so overall, I understand this is the second phase, so it's another apartment complex that will be directly adjacent to the first complex, which the feedback has been very positive about. So I see it as a great addition to the community. And of course, it is subject to receiving some credit awards for housing tax credits from the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, and then a soft payment loan, which would also come from that entity. And that award decision is expected in July 2024. And if awarded, the project would begin construction sometime in early 25 and then be available a year later. So again, I'm just wanting to make the public aware that can be provided. And the information is in the letter that was posted as an attachment to the agenda for the public's information if they want to make any comments. But overall, I see this as a great addition to the veterans community, and it will be focused on only veterans is my understanding. So,
And this is an informational item.
that's all
No action today.
at this point. No decisions to be made, but if the gentleman wants to add any comments to that, to the letter.
Hi, so we do see a lot of our veteran population, housing is a big concern. We do have a lot of veterans who are either homeless or on the verge of becoming homeless, and this would be very good for them. But I also have my advisory council, Gary and Vicki have been here from the very beginning since the first Freedoms Pact, if there's any questions that you guys would like to have answered. And I believe they're on the city council agenda on the 24th of this month as well.
So again, no action, it's just to inform the public.
Very positive. Hopefully
Yes.
it will come to fruition.
So
Very good.
that's it.
And with that, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is 1.11. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to set schedule and process for the evaluation of Kerr County department heads. Mr. Lenz.
Talked about this briefly at our last meeting, and I know that some of us have visited with some of our department heads. I don't know if all of them have done yet, but I think that we need to kind of formalize this and have deadlines so that we get it done, because it is important for our employees to know where they stand, what we think, and for us to evaluate it. County attorney sent out after our last meeting a form we have used in the past. Anyway, I just wanted to keep this ball moving.
So, how do we want the ball to move? At this point, do we want to go ahead and memorialize that evaluation form for each one of the department heads and people being evaluated to be presented to all the commissioners in the court so that we can all fill out our forms and get them in? Is that what we want to do?
I think I'm fine with the form, and to me, I mean, it makes most sense for certainly the liaisons for the various departments to work together. In most cases, there's two of us. And meet with the employee, and then come back to the court and have a discussion. You know, make sure everyone's in agreement. I think really we just need a deadline more than anything else. And I'd say by the end of February. Yeah. Or have it done by our second meeting in February. Shouldn't take that long.
So this only will apply to department heads, not elected officials?
We don't get to evaluate them.
That's what you'd like to.
We may like to, but no, we don't get it. Only department heads.
Yeah.
And,
So how do we handle somebody like Kelly Hopper, who doesn't have a direct liaison, she's kind of shared over 4
and Charlie, and we have others. I think we each do it. I think we do it on each employee, but I think it's kind of, the liaisons need to really work together. But I think we do it on each employee. And if you want to meet with individually with them, and just because you're not a liaison doesn't mean you can't meet with the person too. I mean, it's just liaison just for a convenience to them more. And I just think we just need to have our evaluation forms in so we can discuss it at our second meeting in February.
So,
And the discussion for the court will be in an executive session, I think.
Yes.
if it's personnel specific, it has to be an executive session.
Was there a form when you sent us that, I mean, I remember that allows the person that's being evaluated to fill one out on themselves as well?
what I've done in the past is give it to them, give them a blank form
Yeah.
And then
for my
they just do
employees and they can do
you
it
get to come
themselves.
get
Yeah,
them.
I think it's a good idea for them to do it on themselves and then turn that in as well. And
So to clarify the process, so that we're all on the same page, all the commissioners and myself will receive evaluation forms from all the department heads. And if you have anything to report, you give it to the liaison commissioners. The liaison commissioners will also give that evaluation form to the person being evaluated. And then the liaison commissioners will present the evaluation to the department head. The department head will have the opportunity for their feedback, which will be taken up no later than the last regular meeting of court in February.
I think that really, I don't think I'd change on that. I think that the court would want to meet as a whole to go over all the evaluations before there's feedback back to the department heads.
Okay.
I think that, everything else you said, discussing meeting with department heads, liaisons,
So,
certainly.
just to clarify the process, the evaluation forms will go out, will be filled out, and they will be given to the respective liaison commissioners, who will then be responsible for liaising with the department head, who will have their own evaluation. Then, the liaison commissioners will report back to the commissioners' court in executive session, and then we will present it to the department head.
And it's like, and on some of them, we can do it, and like even in, I think a good example, maintenance. If we each want to do one on maintenance, we can, but the liaison is more like direct contact.
Well,
Yeah.
the point being is everybody has the opportunity to evaluate.
Right.
The liaisons are the ones that are overseeing the evaluation process.
Right.
And there will be feedback to the department heads. That's what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
We all interact with different department heads, like IT. I mean, good grief, that affects all of us a great deal.
Well, and if you don't really have much dealings with one of them, don't evaluate.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
put it in.
Okay.
Okay. So, is that a motion?
Yes, and no, we don't need a motion for that. I think we just do it and we'll.
So that's informational at this point.
Yeah, information.
Very good.
I think we all agree.
Yes,
That's the
we
right
need to do it.
path.
Information with direction.
But I think it was good for us to talk it out here so we know the procedure that we're going to follow.
Right.
So let's move on to item 1.12, which is consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to renew a lease agreement between Kerr County and Schreiner University, which allows Kerr County to lease approximately 1 acre of land where the Union Church building is located from Schreiner University. And we put this in sufficient detail so everybody know what we're trying to do is renew the Union Church lease from Schreiner, which is for the exorbitant rate of $1 a year.
I move for approval.
Second.
I'll second.
Go ahead.
We got a motion and a second to approve the lease as presented.
Is the form the same as the previous one, or?
It's a little changed because the last one that y'all entered into 25 years ago had all of the planning for moving the building and updates to the building and parking lot. So what I did was take that Jody provided to me and modify it, provided it to Schreiner, and this is where we landed.
Okay.
So it's been modernized.
It's been
Yes, sir.
modernized, but you have approved
Yes,
it.
yes, sir.
Very good. Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. And so with that, let's take about a little over 5-minute break. We'll start back at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Court come back to order.
I agree.
Calling on the 10 o'clock docket, item 1.13, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action with Commissioners Court authorization to go out for a rebid for crushed paving aggregate. Ms. Hoffer.
We are asking the court to give authorization for us to go out for a rebid of crushed paving aggregates. During the awarding of our annual road material bids, there was a discussion about one bid we received for our crushed paving rock. The vendor that submitted the bid does not make the rock that they bid, and therefore would not be able to supply the aggregates we will need. This also means that we do not have a true bid for the aggregates we use. The county attorney advised that we would have to go out for rebid on this item, so at this time I ask the Commissioners Court for the authorization to go out for a rebid on crushed paving aggregates. And I also wanted to share, one of our crew chiefs, we went out and we located within a reasonable location of gravel pits, and he visited about 12 of them and got samples, and had said, we're going to go out for a rebid, do you think you would have time to bid on our material? And everybody said they would. Even if we figured even if we got 5 or 6 and rebid, that would put us in a really good position, because we had to do the same thing last year with it. But all of the rock that he visited is very usable rock for us. And we also changed in our bid packet, it probably is in the backup on this. We noticed one county, I think it was either Comel or Guadalupe, they had put a map of their county and they had split the county in quarters for delivery locations, because it does vary depending on where they're coming in as far as delivery. So we split ours in half, and so we'll see, if maybe we can get some better numbers on that. So.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion that the Commissioners Court approve or authorize the rebid for crushed paving aggregate as presented.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the rebid as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Moving on to item 1.14, consider, discuss, take appropriate action with Commissioners Court approval regarding the surplus of 2 metal desks, 1 wooden side table, 1 metal bookshelf with glass doors from the County Road and Bridge Department. Ms. Mendoza, Michelle?
Yes. Road and Bridge has asked to surplus this, and we ask that you approve.
I move for approval.
I second that.
Got a motion and a second to approve the surplus as presented. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.15, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve a revised fee schedule for the Kerr County Clerk's Office for the remainder of 2023-2024 fiscal year. Mr. Collins.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Judge. So what you all have in front of you should be not only will be our current fee schedule, but also the revised one as well. As of January 1st of this year, Senate Bill 1612 actually repealed a specific government code that can be found on quite a handful of our fees as it pertains to recorded documents. That specific government code was LGC 291.008D. So the revised fee schedule that you guys have in front of y'all will be, that has been removed.
This was a $1 filing fee.
Yes, sir.
On many items
Many
on your
items.
fee schedule. It had to be eliminated because of the new statute.
Yes, sir.
I move for approval.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the fee schedule as revised. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Next item on the agenda is 1.16, discussion regarding information technology, Department of Transition Needs and Options. Mr. Motherall.
Good morning. Y'all have in front of you a 5-year plan I was asked to prepare so that would aid us during our transition. I would like to draw your attention to the number of devices. Need another one?
No, we got it.
Okay. The number of devices that we currently maintain. 960 devices. Quite a few. There's also listed there the types of storage that we are using now. We have local storage, and we also have, beginning to have more cloud storage and cloud applications. There are works in progress, and there are future needs down there.
Bruce, on the floor space, what are the requirements for space for you? I mean, size and also air conditioning, you know, all that kind of stuff.
All that will have to
security.
be looked at, yes. And not knowing where we're going to end up would make a huge difference in some of that. Some could be reused, some could not.
How much square footage do you think you need?
Probably at least double what we've got.
What do you have?
One closet, two
I know it's
Closet. Yeah, originally we had talked about the rear half of the tax office whenever that got built.
Right, but that didn't happen, so.
Yeah.
So,
But the space is going to be similar because we need space for storage as well as places to put lab equipment so that we can test things before we deploy.
so 500 square feet, something. I
That's
mean, I'm
probably,
starting
yeah, probably closer to
800
Well,
square feet.
If memory serves me right, didn't we have a plan that we just took where the IT office was and we go across the back of the courthouse, back where the storage is for the tax office, would be the new IT department, had we passed the bond issue. And everything that's in that storage area behind the tax office, I believe, are things that can be stored somewhere.
Pretty much.
We need to confirm that with Bob. But it'll probably be the back, and we need to keep, and these are conversations that I've had with Bruce that maybe y'all haven't heard. But we need to keep the IT department here at the courthouse. It doesn't get exported. Can't go out to the annex. It needs to be here.
Sure.
Because of the lines that we have coming in. And the real question is, will we be able to go ahead and expand across the back part of the courthouse right over here? That would be the ideal space for the IT department, wouldn't it?
Well,
Yes.
what I'm thinking is we also have the treasurer's office is down empty, the former treasurer's office.
Well,
And that's a pretty big area.
it is. But because of the possibility of water incursion, you can't put it down there.
Well, see, we didn't know that.
It has happened.
Yeah.
I'm sure it has.
Okay. Okay.
So really, you're on the ground floor.
That knocks that off. Okay.
Well, you look at the ground floor of the courthouse, the only place you can go,
Pretty much.
realistically, is either to the tax office or the clerk's office.
Right.
And I don't think he's ready to give up his space.
Anyway, but that's some of the things that we're going to need. Now, when the city was faced with the similar thing, they put them in a separate building entirely and redid everything. And they're doing it again. Because they're moving it all to the new law enforcement office.
But it's, from our standpoint, it'd be financially, I would think, less expensive to move the tax office than to move you.
Yes.
I'm not sure Bob would like hearing that. I think that's
Well,
true.
we'd had discussions about the building on the far side of 550.
600 on Garrett.
Yes.
Which we are, at the present time, talking about putting temporary storage over there.
Well, you know, we were talking about having a drive-through and everything else for dropping off your tax money.
This may be another part of our discussion we have on facilities and moving things around in February. And we need to come up with somewhat of a master plan, and a lot of it's going to be, you know, things that were in the bond issue that didn't pass, but still really have to be done. So, we just figure out now how to pay for them and what the priority is. Or run another bond issue.
Well, but these are problems on the table now.
Move some of Bob's storage stuff. down to the old treasurer's office.
So, I don't make any plans about moving Bob without talking to Bob. I can tell you that right then, Bob.
Okay. All right.
That's all I was trying to do is keep y'all in the loop of things that are going to be needed as a transition comes about.
Well, let's talk about that transition.
All right?
We use the transition.
Before we go to the transition, I have, this may relate to it, but another question. I hear from departments that moving of data around, mostly law enforcement, judicial, all that stuff, has become a major problem.
Yes, it
in
has.
time.
Yes.
And that's not a long-term figure. I'd say this year we need to figure out something
Yeah.
better there. Where are we? I'm figuring out how to stop the
Would
problem.
you like to join me?
Do you want me to?
Sure, you want me to? We had a meeting last week and discussing these issues and what we're going to need. And one of the things that came up was that we were wanted to look at what's called tech share.
Oh, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know a lot about tech
Well,
share.
I mean-
However, I do know that the amount of information that law enforcement creates, and not just the sheriff, but KPD, Ingram, DPS, all of the agencies that we work with, the amount of information that they create so that the prosecutors' offices can do intake cases and prosecute cases and provide information to defense attorneys is increasing. I think Larry said that even the vehicles, the number of cameras in each of their vehicles is.
Yeah, like, we have 4 cameras, so there's 4 different devices right there besides the officer's camera on there, so. And then you have a call where 3, 4, 5 deputies, depends if it's a disturbance, so multiply that times 5. And that's just a lot of, and we're required to keep
The size
that.
of the files are getting bigger and bigger.
Yes.
That's the large.
And so while law enforcement departments are shifting to cloud storage, we prosecutors' offices are unable to efficiently capture that data anymore. And one of my employees said that getting the information from one of the law enforcement agencies locally was going to take his computer so that he couldn't spend the time working on it, 16 hours to upload that case. And that's just unacceptable.
What's the answer? What are other counties doing?
So what Bruce said, there's something called tech share that's the next step for us to look into. We had a meeting last week where Lucy Wilkie, one of Lucy Wilkie's employees, is going to go ahead and schedule a meeting with Kendall County, I believe,
Yes.
who uses that. There are other counties that surround us that are similarly situated that use that to see if that's an option for us so that we can share information more efficiently. And it doesn't take away, for example, the sheriff's need for watch guard and that contract. It's just going to cost more money in order to have our needs met.
You have kind of ballpark on that?
No.
Not yet.
So that's, we're heading into that direction to figure out what that is so that y'all know before budget.
But that's part of the reason for this conversation, is because the Open Meetings Act will limit it to talking to one other member of the court.
Right.
And this whole court needs to be aware of the momentous changes that are about to occur and the expense and this, what I call the transition. And I'm not putting Bruce on the spot, but eventually he's going to retire, like most of us are going to retire at some point in our lives. The whole IT department is on the front part of the stage as to what do we do? What kind of transition do we make? And the tech demands are driving a lot of it. So this is a discussion the 5 of us need to have. It's going to happen, and we're going to have to respond to it probably right away.
I mean, it'll definitely be a major impact on our budget, yes, discussions, and that's why it needs to be you know, going into the budget. Or
I see a hand out there.
Can I add something? But what I'm hearing is it's gonna have a major impact because you're using staff time right now to make up for what we're lacking in IT. So it sounds like it may be a budget issue either way. It's do you hire more staff or do you let IT reign and update the IT?
Or you go outside.
Or you go outside?
Those are the issues. And we can't talk about them privately, so we have to talk about them publicly.
So one of the employees in that meeting that we had last week, the IT meeting, he's got like 4 different terminals on his desk because some things come from one company that has to run on this. It's ridiculous how he can operate his job when he's watching this one and they're taking hours. And it's not that we don't have the bandwidth, right?
No.
That wasn't the issue. It's just the size of these files and combining them and to make a packet for them to give out is just blunt.
Well, let me kind of recap what I think I'm hearing. We talk about the space. That was the first thing we talked about. And that's critical. And that's probably something that we need to address sooner rather than later. And it's probably time to sit down and have a joint conversation with the tax office and maybe even the clerk's office and talk about what we can do, what we can't do. We know we've got some physical limitations that it has to be on the first floor. But this is going to have to happen pretty soon. We've got the 600 Earl Garrett building right now that's empty that we can use for temporary storage is what we were talking about. Maybe we can talk to Bob about moving some of the things that he stores over there, put it in some kind of secure environment. I don't know. A lot of these things have to be secured. We're talking about the equipment. We're talking about office space. We're talking about equipment. And this new tech, what is it?
Tech share.
Tech share. Is that something that we're going to need to transition to during this budget cycle? I mean, we're still under this budget through the end of September. And then we talk about personnel, and we talk about management of the IT department, the growth of the IT department. I know from my private conversations with Bruce, I know we're talking about we have personnel needs over there right now as we speak. And I'm also pretty sure, I don't mean to talk out of turn, but whenever Bruce does retire, we're probably not going to get somebody that's going to work for his salary. That's going to be an issue. And all this stuff is on the table right now, and we need to be paying attention to it. So I'm trying to be a little bit of a provocateur and poke the bear a little bit, because we need to discuss these things while we still have Bruce with us. Because it's important.
Well, what's, either to you, Judge, or to Bruce, what are the steps that we need to, just update us on a monthly basis, every other week? And, I mean, we need to, we talked about it today. Where are we going next?
Some of these are tied up in contracts. Some of these are tied up in contracts too. So
Well,
we may need a calendar of who's in for what over the long haul, when we can start making those changes as well.
but in response to your question, as it's directed to me, everybody at the county knows that I don't like surprises and I like plans. And we do not have a plan on IT's growth or transition. And we need a plan. That's what I think we need. And the plan has to be put together by the people that are in the know. Obviously, we want to get the benefit of Bruce's expertise before he retires. We need to get the input from the other departments that have major tech needs. We need to have input from the court, and we need to have some ad hoc committee come back and report to this court on a regular basis and bring us along with this process. Otherwise, we're not going to know what's happening, and it's just we're going to wake up one morning, and I don't mean to pick on you, Bruce, but you're going to put in your notice, and then what do we do?
We need to have a workshop.
Well, no, it sounds like what we need to do is what we're doing with looking at our step and grade system, which is now Commissioner Pace and I are on that committee. I need a committee with the liaison running it and figuring out who needs to be on the committee and come back with
The liaison's right here.
I'll say I'll start that committee.
and figure out who needs to be on it, and then come back to the court in a finite period, which would probably be first of April. Really, being trying to be realistic. Our goal was 1st of March, and I'm not sure.
Well,
We're trying.
let me just offer a reminder. When we did when we're trying to assess what our capital improvement needs were, we put together the Capital Improvement Planning Committee, CIP. And the way we did that was every commissioner appointed somebody to serve on this committee, and then we interfaced with elected office holders, with department heads, and came back with recommendations to the court. And that's how we worked through that. And I think that process worked well. I don't know if that's what we want to do here, or do we go ahead and just say, okay, we're going to get the head of IT and the liaison commissioner and the county attorney or something like that, and put together a committee that way. But we need to have something, some vehicle to tackle this problem and to report to us.
I would like to have an outside person as well. And I know, Bruce, and you may know this, I know we have a company in San Antonio, I can't remember the name, that does help us with security.
RX Technology.
Do they have someone that could help us in this area?
Sure. Sure, but be aware that they're going to self-promote quite a bit.
Right, well, or is there somebody else? I mean, I think that we need to have some other external input.
I agree.
Maybe City of Kerrville, I mean, or some other IT department around, or maybe Kendall County. I mean, you know, this would help to have.
I don't know if they're gonna come over and work for us.
Work for us, it's got to help on it. I mean, right now there's a city committee going on right now that we have Kerr County employees on, mainly Reagan.
And it's also helpful to know what they're using, because these guys are interfacing with them, and are these gonna match up? And so that is important.
So anyway, I'll leave it up to those that know IT a lot better than I do as to who, but I think we need to have some outside input.
May I also recommend that the sheriff or one of his designees,
Of
because
course.
of the amount of records that come from
Probably.
that department, that would be really
Right,
helpful.
Scott?
Mayor Alex Monroe. Yeah, Alex.
So you could say sheriff or designee and.
Right. I agree.
Monroe kind of-
Anyway, maybe at our next meeting, you come back with a host committee.
You know, and a lot of that involved, we might get Ian involved on that committee as well, I think.
Okay.
They have a lot of needs as well as IT and space that are right next to
Well,
them.
one of the things that I'm concerned about, I hear you, and there's no question that we need their input, it's vital.
Exactly.
And we need their buy-in, it's vital. But at the same time, they're really the stakeholders. And is this a decision that this court's gonna wanna make, or a committee of interested parties make?
Well, that's true. But,
One of the things I liked about the CIP structure was, it was always open to any one of the commissioners to visit anytime they wanted. And nearly everybody took advantage and did this. Find out where we were on stuff and get their input.
I guess my issue on this one, I don't think we need to appoint by the commissioners, and the
No,
reason.
I'm not saying that, I'm just saying that we have a committee, that was a 5-person committee.
Okay.
And so we ought to have a committee that we agree on. And then they are responsible for coordinating with the major stakeholders. Like the sheriff's office is always a major stakeholder in this thing. And in this case, the county clerk's office, the tax office.
Okay. Well, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Overby to come back and with a recommending committee. And we can discuss it and.
Texas Association of Counties might also have someone that can be helpful to us in that
Yes.
regard,
That's
to
true.
come down and
Yeah.
evaluate
And they're free.
yes.
and help.
So our consensus is, I see a hand up down here.
Go ahead.
No.
I just want to see if I can ask Bruce the status of Odyssey. When are we going to be,
It's in progress.
because, I mean, the longer, it's just worse and worse and worse. I mean, Odyssey not getting,
And we're both, it's kind of like the Indigo thing. We're waiting on
Time out.
Tyler Technologies.
Somebody articulate the problem with Odyssey so the public knows what we're
It's
talking about.
aged. It's very aged.
And Odyssey is the,
That is the software we use from dispatch through prosecution.
but it directly impacts the clerk's office, both the district and county, because all the filings are
Correct.
done through Odyssey.
Yes.
law enforcement, the judicial district, because our e-file needs to be integrated where the judges get all their paperwork, and we can't do that.
Well, then our future with Odyssey is probably something that's on the table for discussion in terms
It's
of
on that
transition.
list.
Well, I guess the good news, bad news is, the good news is we've talked about it and I feel better that we're sharing the information. Bad news, we got to roll up our sleeves and do something about this. So, I think we're all in consensus. What I'm hearing is we have a consensus to do something, and we'll wait for a report back from our liaison commission.
22nd.
Okay, very good. So with that, I think that completes the consideration agenda. We'll move on to the approval agenda. Item 2.1, which are budget amendments.
Yes, you have 6 budget adjustments in front of you. Most of these are line item transfers. The third budget adjustment down is to take care of the projects that were approved in August, I believe it is. So it's just to make that a formal that, yes, we're still going to cover those 4. I think there's 4 projects with that. Is that correct, Bruce? And so y'all had already approved it last year to come out of contingency, but they were not completed in time. The VIA budget adjustment is to add the Lone Star grant revenue and expenses for the year. And so those are the 2 that are kind of a little bit more unusual.
I move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the budget amendments as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Item 2.2, pay the bills.
Yes. With this first one, we're asking that invoices are $270,506.25. There were 2 invoices that came in, or corrected POs that came in this morning. And so we're asking that you approve this and know that it will not exceed this amount. The treasurer and I need time to review them. They are for a lesser amount than what y'all are approving.
I move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the payment of the disbursements as presented.
Not as presented, as maybe modified, but the amount
As may be adjusted.
maybe adjusted.
Right now, it's about a $650 difference. It's less, so.
Okay.
We will approve up to this amount
Right.
to be adjusted.
Okay.
Very good. Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Item 2.3, late bills.
Yes, $500.
Move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the late bill as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. 2.4, auditor reports.
They're not in.
Very well.
Except the county audit will begin next Tuesday on the 16th.
Oh, yes, it's audit time.
External audit. She smiles.
That's always a fun time.
It is fun. It'll be over by the end of next week.
We'll move on to item 2.5, monthly reports.
Yes, for November 2023, Justice of the Peace Precinct 1, Honorable Mitzi French. December 2023, Justice of the Peace, Judge Mitzi French, Precinct 1. Judge Horn, Precinct 2, Judge Kathy Mitchell, Precinct 3, Constable Tommy Rodriguez, Precinct 1, Kyle Snyder, Precinct 2, Paul Gonzalez, Precinct 3, Brad Ryder, Precinct 4, Treasurer's Report, County Treasurer Tracy Sullivan, Environmental Health, Director Ashley Batters, Auditor's Office, County Auditor Tammy Shelton, District Clerk's Office, District Clerk Dawn Lance, and Payroll December 2023, County Treasurer Tracy Saltbeck. I move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the reports as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. 2.6, court order.
The court orders from our December 27th, 2023 meeting, 40377 to 40397. They all look to be in order. I move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion to approve the court orders as presented. And second. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Judge, I do have a comment on that. We still have a outstanding court order related to Tucker Street. And we just need to make sure we don't forget that one, because at some point that's an important one that we need to get.
Charlie and I keep talking about it. He called me late Friday afternoon, and I was gonna call him back this morning, but he's out today, so we will touch base tomorrow and let you know. But there's a piece of critical information we're waiting on from someone else for that order.
Okay. Just want to make sure it doesn't forget. Okay.
Okay, moving on to the information agenda, 3.1, reports from department heads. Ms. Batters?
Good morning. I just wanted to inform the court, last week I was contacted by a board member from the Texas On-Site Water Association asking if I would present at this year's TOA conference at the Waco Convention in March. And so the TOA is the largest OSSF conference in the Southwest. So I'll be collaborating with a couple of DRs from various counties and presenting at the TOA conference this year. And then secondly, y'all may recall last month or 2 months ago almost, whenever I came here to ask about the MGO. Well, we decided to go a different route, and we decided to stay with our current software that we currently have, SAFE, but just update it to the cloud version. And thanks to Bruce IT and working with them and the software provider, we've been able to get that up and running, and it's been very efficient, and we're very pleased with it. So it definitely helps with our needs and for our department. It also was more cost effective, so we're able to save about $3,000 annually with that. So
Good. Good on both issues.
yeah.
Any other department heads? Move on to item 3.2, reports from elected officials. Ms. Lance?
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. I just wanted to give you an update about what's going on in the district clerk's office. I want to give kudos to Terry Lyle, our senior collections clerk. She collected over $812,000 for our office, which I think is great. Last year we only collected around $674,000, so we're up about $80,000. So we keep getting audited, and they keep asking us why our collections are going up. That's why, because the staff is collecting and they're doing a fabulous job. As far as our civil goes, we've collected over $303,000, and that gets dispersed to different entities. We keep a small portion of that here in Cook County, but as well, the civil clerks are doing great collecting what's coming in the doors there. This past year for 2023, we had over 648 new criminal cases filed within the office. That's for both 198 and 216. We had over 900 civil cases. That includes non-family 440, and then 460 for family cases such as your CPS, family, child support, which we had over 900 new cases filed within our office. So last year's total of new cases coming in the office was around 1,535, which is way up from the previous year. Signage, I wanted to give you an update on Signage. I spoke with our rep, Orlando Gallegos, last Friday. We are at 90%. We are within compliance. It takes everybody in Kirk County to stay in compliance. We're trying to work on something that way we can communicate between all the elected officials that are required to do Signage to make sure we're all hand in hand in compliance. So with that, he's going to start sending out reports where possibly we can just help each other to make sure we stay within compliance. So it takes all of us from law enforcement, the county attorney's office, the district attorney's office, the jail, everybody to stay within compliance. So I know that the court gets reports on that, so I just wanted to give you an update on that. Past that, the only thing I want to bring to the court's attention, Shred It. I had a meeting last year with our person that does our Shred It. They're wanting to change our contract. Our contract was issued back in 2009. We spend a lot of money on Shred It, and that comes out of a dedicated fund which belongs to myself and the county clerk. So I just wanted to put everybody on notice that for next budget year, we're gonna request that everybody take care of their own shredded, because it's costing us a lot of money, and there's a lot of documents I need to get restored, as well as the county clerk to use those funds for our old records preservation. So that's what's going on in the district clerk's office, so I just wanted y'all to be aware.
Good report.
Thank you, yeah.
Especially about signage. A lot of people don't understand how important signage is. If we go under 90% compliance, we are unable to have any grants in certain places. Very important. Okay, any other elected officials? In 3.3, liaison commissioner reports.
I have one, which is really goes unfigured under the last one, but Reagan couldn't be here. I talked to him Friday and again this morning, Mr. Overby. Two things, just informational. He had planned on getting rid of trading in a 2010 F-150 for one of his new vehicles. He wants to keep that vehicle and move vehicles around a little bit as to who's doing what. It makes sense. It will end up allowing all of the animal control officers to have a vehicle, which right now they're having, it's just cumbersome. So he wants to keep that old vehicle, it's 2010, he says it's still mechanically good, seems good to me. Other thing, the Shelter Pro software that they use out there is crashed, does not work, they can't figure, they being Shelter Pro can't figure out why it doesn't work here. They are looking at new software, which initial cost is a little bit higher than we had budgeted, but it doesn't have as much lower, if any, cost in the future. And there's a chance that Kerbal Petzalab will pay for the new software. So maybe a budget savings to us actually. But anyway, that's
Put
something.
that on the IT review list as well, even though they may take care of their own.
Right. So anyway, that's it. That's came from Reagan. Reagan had to go and score some grants at ACOG this morning.
I attended the CARFA meeting last week. There's still a lot of confusion about the new radio system, so a lot of discussion about that, and trying to get everybody lined up to address the appropriate number of channels and so forth, but we'll get there.
And there is something else I didn't say, as you mentioned, CARPA, EMS. There have been a large number of accidents and several fatalities on 87 North Comfort. That's an area where you go from Kendall County to Kerr County to back to Kendall County, then to Gillespie County. So it's kind of was. We have an agreement with Kendall County right now. They never invoice us, so we never pay them, and they're getting irritated by that. And I keep on telling them, just send us an invoice. We will send you the money. It's in our budget. But I'm in the process of working with Commissioner Carpenter and EMS people over in Kendall County to look at that. Currently it's $5,000 in our budget to pay. Probably needs to go up a little bit next year, but it's really important. But there has been some confusion on ambulances, and we need to probably get really the KPD or KFD, I guess, involved with it as well, because there was a fatality, a serious accident with a fatality and some other injuries that they couldn't get an ambulance there. And the agreement is currently that if the Kendall County Comfort Unit is there, it will respond on that far eastern edge of Kerr County. However, if it's not available, City of Kerrville is responsible, and whatever happened, nothing was dispatched. So there are some problems up there. Yeah. So,
Fredericksburg closer to.
in parts of that area,
Yeah.
and part of that area, but there's been Commissioner Carpenter and I are trying to schedule a meeting with TxDOT, because there have been over a 3-week period 4 serious accidents with 2 fatalities on Steeler Hill. It needs to be done there. So that's all working.
Any other liaison commission reports?
Yeah, I met with IT and we've already discussed that.
The only thing that I would observe is that we have a lot of irons in the fire right now. And we need to really stay focused, because budget season will start in May for y'all. Probably starts for us in April. But you just look at the things that we're working on, the step and grade, the IT, the arena, the youth event center, storage, elections, we talked about that. Got animal control and started the facility. And I haven't even come to you yet with the workshop for the transportation proposal for MACOG that we're working on, which is unbelievable. It's incredible. But we have all these things on the table, and I'm just reminding all of us that we have to be attentive, and we're probably going to get some of these projects assigned out to various ones of us to ride herd on and be able to report back to us, because we don't want to drop any of these. We want to keep them all covered. So, anything else for the court today?
Do we have an executive session?
No.
Oh, no, we don't?
No? Very well. Then, for once, we're ahead of schedule. And we are adjourned.